counties, many people in the security sector called me and said, why are you having an open discussion on security issues with people like this? You are embarrassing the government. People are talking about officers they don't have. They are talking about fuel they don't have. They are talking about these other issues that they don't have. Why are you making this open? And we said, Your Excellency, this is the state of our nation, where if we must solve a problem, it must start by listening to those who are facing those problems on the ground. And because I am not the person who started this process, you started it when you were campaigning prior to 2022, listening to the people. We wanted to make sure that as much as possible, the report we bring to the people of Kenya is authentic, particularly on the issues we are facing as a nation. Let me say a summary of the security challenges we are facing as a nation is as follows. One, Your Excellency, we continue facing the challenge of terror around our borders, and that is an issue that we continue managing. Our security teams are working on, and we appreciate the chiefs and assistant chiefs that cover the areas affected because they are working closely with the police to make sure that this issue is addressed. Number two, Your Excellency, we continue facing the challenges of banditry. Banditry continues to become a challenge in most parts of the country, but we must report that, Mr. President, since you came to office, a lot has been done across especially areas of Kerio Valley where there is now peace, and we have pacified those areas. We have taken guns from the criminals, and with the support of the chiefs, we have been able to collect over 1,000 guns in only less than 4 or 5 months. That is thanks to the guidance that you've given. We still feel challenges of banditry, especially in the counties of Meru, Isiolo, Samburu, and Mr. President, this is an issue that we want to deal with and deal with finality based on your using the example we have received from the successful areas. The third issue, Your Excellency, we continue to place that threatens our country and we require your guidance today, is the question of alcohol and drug abuse. That, Your Excellency, is a big issue. And I must thank the chiefs and assistant chiefs because they're in the forefront. However, Your Excellency, through Jukwaa la Usalama, we have insisted that we want to work together as a team. One of the things that makes this issue difficult is matters of corruption, matters of licensing when it comes to by county government, Your Excellency. Some counties have bars in some towns more than the restaurants, making it difficult for us to deal with this issue. And through your guidance today, we will want to work together to make sure we sort out this issue. We have addressed also the question of the fight between the police officers and the chiefs and the assistant chiefs about enforcement. I'm sad to note, Mr. President, that in some places, the OCSs were setting up the chiefs. You know, because they have taken a bribe from the person who is selling the alcohol, they set up the chief and they tell the other people, let them just do it. We will not take this matter to court, or if the chief is beaten, we are not going to help them. So some of the chiefs are failing a lot of threats. That's why they are asking you, Mr. President, if you can help them, we operationalize AJAABU, National Government Administration Police Unit, to be able to solve this issue. Because that, Mr. President, is a big issue they are facing. And sometimes, I must say, even if they have cheered me, a few of the chiefs, Mr. President, are also culpable. Some of the fights they had with the OCSs is because they are fighting over who will collect the bribe. So, why, when the chief comes out and says, I have the power to fight alcohol, then the OCS says, no, he has no power, it is me who has the power. And the only reason is because they want to know who will be bribed by the people who are selling this alcohol. We have told them in uncertain terms, Mr. President, that they must work together in a team, and that is why we are having Jukwaa la Usalama to bring these people together so that they can work as a team. And since then, we have been able to make great progress to ensure that they work together as a team. Mr. President, drugs and drug abuse remains a big challenge, and we are expecting from you, and I believe you give us guidance today, how best we can upscale the fight against the drugs to save the future generation and to save our children, Mr. President, from those who are profiteering by making sure that they destroy the lives of the young people. The other issue, Mr. President, we still face is the question of goons and gangs. Mr. President, goons and gangs are a threat to our security as a nation. We have very resilient gangs that operate around the country, and they have very interesting names. Some of them are called Watizedi, ingine Confirm, ingine wanaitwa Gaza, zingine wanasema 42 Brothers, zingine wanasema Panga Boys, MRC, Mungiki, Sungu, Chingororo. Mr. President, these groups are a threat to our national security. And the IG has been working on a strategy to make sure that we deal with this issue. Mr. President, it is made complicated by politicians who go hire goons for their political gain. In some parts of this country, Mr. President, there is no funeral that happens without goons fighting from one politician to the other, making lives completely difficult for these chiefs and assistant chiefs and the OCSs in law enforcement. With your guidance, Your Excellency, this is an area we want to deal with decisively, without fear or favor, and we must deal with everybody, whether they are in government, they are in opposition. We are not going to spare anyone because we want to save our nation, Mr. President. The other issue, Mr. President, we believe will get your guidance today is sexual and gender-based violence. It's a big issue in our country, especially defilement. In fact, in the western region, places of western counties, places of Nyanza, especially Kisii, Migori, and then Bomet County, Mr. President, those are the areas we are recording high cases of defilement. And some of these cases involve the people who are supposed to protect these young children. These are places also we are having gender-based violence, fights, beatings, and wife beatings, and husband beatings. Mr. President, this is also an issue that we expect your guidance, and we are, as the police continue working hard, we want to upscale the fight against these issues. Lastly, Mr. President, is the issue of land. Land issues continue to pose a threat to the security in our country, and we have written in the report that we want to work together with Ministry of Lands to make sure that we resolve land issues, including the problems we are facing today in Narok because of land fights. We also have a problem of boundaries. Boundaries, Mr. President, are between and intra and between counties, Mr. President, is a big issue. Whether it is Kitui versus Tana River, whether it is Lamu versus Garissa, whether it's Taita Taveta versus Kwale, whether, Mr. President, between Pokot and Turkana, whether it is between Machakos and these other places, boundaries becomes an issue. And we believe that if we work together going forward, we need to locate the geomaps. It's even made worse when minerals are discovered, like the case of West Pokot and Turkana County. It gives us and poses security challenges in our country. Lastly, Your Excellency, I want to say that these officers, I don't want to repeat the issues that these officers have raised. You already have them that are related to their welfare. Mr. President, you have... Your Excellency, unajua, for many years, our chiefs wamekuwa wakitafuta promotion na mambo mengine. Sasa tumekuwa tukiambia hawa, ngojea kidogo training, ngojea kama una training utapromotiwa namna. Sasa jana uliona vile wala match kwa parade, Your Excellency. Wanataka kusikia kwa wewe baada ya hiyo matching kwa hiyo parade ni nini itafanyika kwa maisha yao baada ya hiyo. Sasa rais, unajua wakati parade ilikuwa inaendelea, kuna chief moja alikuwa kwa sababu ya jua na nini na safari ametoka mbali, one of them fainted kwa parade. So paramedics wakakuja kumsaidia. Wakati alikuwa amesaidika, amekutuka, akaambiwa ingia kwa ile stretcher upelekwe for first aid. Akakataa, akasimama tena kwa parade, akaendelea mpaka ikaisha. I want to thank you. That means, first of all, let me say it is that chief did that because they value this training, Your Excellency. They have been here for many years without the training. We want to thank you, Your Excellency, for availing the resources immediately for their training, and that, Mr. President, you listened to their voice, you gave the resources. Now we have trained nearly 6,000 chiefs and assistant chiefs. We have trained the 800 SECs, And when you came for the graduation of SCCs, you gave directions to train another 400 SCCs who are currently under training, Your Excellency, because you mean business and your word, Your Excellency, is your bond. You believe in what you say.